The panic started when Elder Croth 9 realized the younglings were gone. The Valkyrie were apex predators, 8 feet of scaled muscle, razor claws, and a bite force that could crush titanium. Their young were taught to hunt from birth, trained to be wary, aggressive, and dominant. Losing 3 cubs aboard a space station was unprecedented. Unthinkable. Security teams mobilized immediately. The station went into lockdown. The Valkyrie delegation prepared for the worst: kidnapping, trafficking, or worse. Their species had enemies, after all. Station Commander Yolnex checked the security feeds frantically, tracking the Cubs' last known location. The trail led to the human habitation sector, then nothing. The feeds cut to static. The humans, Croth 9 growled, his scales rippling with barely contained rage. What have they done with my children? Commander Yolnex had his doubts. Humans were relatively new to the galactic community, yes, but they'd shown no hostile tendencies. Still, 3 predator cubs disappearing near human quarters was concerning. They found the cubs an hour later, in the human recreation lounge, sitting in a circle on the floor with Corporal David Mitchell, playing some kind of game with small colored cards. The cubs, each one a scaled killing machine in training, were chittering excitedly and munching on something from the humans' rations pack. "Go fish," one of the cubs said in broken standard, his pronunciation adorable despite the rows of shark-like teeth. David looked up as the search party burst in, his expression sheepish. "Oh, hey. Sorry, are these yours?" Croth 9 stood frozen, trying to process the scene. His daughter, Slick Say, who had bitten a training instructor just last week, was sitting peacefully next to the human, her tail wagging like a domesticated pet. She was eating something brown and rectangular. "What?" Croth 9 struggled to form words. "What are you feeding them?" David held up a wrapper. "Chocolate chip granola bars. They seemed hungry, and I had extras. Hope that's okay." I checked the database. Nothing toxic to Valkyrie biology. Commander Yolnex's medical scanner confirmed it. The cubs were fine. Better than fine, actually. Their stress hormones were at baseline levels, their aggression markers nearly 0. They were relaxed. "This is impossible," Croth 9 muttered. "They're predators. Apex hunters. They don't just sit with prey species." "Prey species?" David laughed, offering another granola bar to the smallest cub, who took it gently from his hand. "Sir, no offense, but humans aren't really prey. We're more like collaborative omnivores." One of the security officers, a herbivorous plenian, whispered nervously, "Commander, humans are classified as persistence predators. They're not prey. They're hunters." Croth 9 blinked. He'd reviewed the human files, of course, but had dismissed their predator classification as exaggeration. They were so small, so soft. No claws, no fangs, no natural weapons. "You hunt?" he asked David. "Well, not me personally. I'm from Seattle, but my ancestors did. Pursue predation, mostly. We'd track animals for hours until they collapsed from exhaustion." David scratched behind one cub's ear ridge, and the young Valkyrie leaned into it, purring. "We also domesticated wolves, which are basically land apex predators. Turned them into dogs. We're really good with predator species, actually." Slicksay looked up at her father with large, innocent eyes. "Papa, the human has more snacks. Can we stay?" Croth 9 felt his entire worldview shifting. His species prided itself on being the galaxy's most fearsome predators. Yet here was his daughter, a future warrior, begging to stay for granola bars and card games with a creature that hunted by outlasting its prey. "What is this game you're playing?" he asked, his tone more curious than aggressive now. "Go fish," David explained. "It's a card game. Teaches pattern recognition and social interaction." The cubs picked it up pretty quick. "They're smart." "Of course they're smart," Croth 9 said defensively. Then, more quietly, "They've never been this calm with anyone outside the family." David shrugged. Predators recognize predators, I guess. We're not competing for territory or food, so why not be friends? He dealt another hand of cards. Plus, I think they just wanted snacks and attention. Cubs are cubs, doesn't matter what species. Over the next few weeks, it became routine. The Velcari younglings would escape their quarters and find their way to the human sector. David started keeping extra granola bars in stock. Other human crew members joined the card games. When the Velcari delegation prepared to leave the station, Slixay refused to board until David promised to visit their homeworld. She clutched a half-empty box